Guys, I think I've come across one of the most impressive faceless YouTube channels that I've seen in a very, very long time. I present to you guys Hominid History Hub. Guys, in the past short of 3 months, they have generated about 73 million views, which is translated to about 350,000, maybe even $400,000 in ad revenue with YouTube alone. All right. And today we're going to share the entire breakthrough. All right. The reverse engineering of this channel, what made this channel blow up and see exponential growth. Number two, how to create these videos from scratch using AI without spending a single dollar in the process. And number three, because you're going to be tempted to do this because it is a very good niche, I'm going to make sure to show you guys and share with you guys the exact strategy that you need to do, the shift that you need to do that these guys are not doing, which actually puts their channel at risk of demonetization. So the way that these guys are doing it now is not actually the best way. I'm going to share with you guys the 100% legitimate way to keep as safe as possible so that you never have to worry about getting demonetized months or years down the road. So all that's going to be jam-packed into this video. But the first things first is that I want to make sure you guys understand what made this video in this channel go viral, the strategy behind it, and then we can get into the actual creation process of this channel. And guys, just to give you the peace of mind that I know what I'm talking about, I've actually helped hundreds of students reach massive amounts of money online, help people retire their jobs and do YouTube full time. And you can see we have a massive, massive track record of testimonies through our program and the students that we work with. And I've also made millions of dollars using YouTube automation myself. All right. So let's get into the strategy and what made this channel actually blow up. Why is it working so well? And how can you actually see very similar results yourself? So you can see, first and foremost, I just want to say, none of the views that are coming in on this channel are from shorts. They actually don't even have shorts on the channel, only long form content, which makes it so much more impressive, truthfully. All right. So if you go to most popular, you can see really what we're looking at. The first video here has 41 million views in 2 months. Guys, that's like Mr. Beast numbers. All right. That is absolutely insane, especially for an AI driven content, which doesn't cost a single dollar to create the content. All right. The next video after that is 9.3 million, followed up by 8.1 million, then 2.5 million, and so on and so forth. As you can see, this is literally generating millions and millions of views for actual minimal effort put in. All right. The effort put in versus the outcome is actually insane. The discrepancy is just absolutely crazy. All right. So let's talk about what makes these videos go viral. All right. Let's just do a quick analysis on the thumbnails because everything is a combination of packaging and outcome, right? The packaging is the thumbnail and the title, and the outcome is the video. And obviously, they've nailed both. They've done an incredible job at nailing both. So when it comes to packaging, what I see is that they've done really, really well with evoking a lot of curiosity and a lot of emotions, right? So for example, here we have a ape-looking man that's kind of shriveled up and skinny, sitting in a bird's nest with a hawk hovering over him, angry, eggs in the basket. It's a fantastic combination. Like I could see this one definitely going up into the tens of millions, just like the other one, because guys, the pure psychology coming out of this thumbnail is incredible. It looks simple, but it's really, there's a lot of layers of complexities and emotions that's coming out of this. So you see the hawk that's angry, the guy that's sleeping, and the eggs there. And so you can kind of start drawing conclusions, right? The hawk is angry. It looks like he's probably going to attack the man, right? There's obviously a scene where the man was there. Maybe he was trying to sleep. Maybe he was trying to steal the eggs and he passed out. So all of a sudden you're drawing all these conclusions in your own head. And what that does is it takes up bandwidth of the viewer. It takes up brain space. It takes up time. And so the longer that you can take up someone's time and brain space, the more likely they are to click on your video and to continue watching your video and other videos that you posted, right? So that's the whole game of stealing bandwidth, right? Stealing brain space. And so when people are scrolling in the sea of videos, how can you get them to stop on your video, to click on it, and to convince them to keep on watching? Right? That's by having an impeccable packaging just like this. And it's not that hard, guys, using AI. Everything here back in the day would have to be done by a graphic designer, which is very difficult, or you would have to do it yourself, which is even more difficult. But now it's all done with AI and simple prompts. It's very, very easy, right? The next one over is a bear with 4 men in a tree and the bear is shaking, right? And so already, again, the scene is drawing so much emotion. Like these guys are on the brink of death and they're terrified. You can see them screaming. And 2 guys over here are already falling out of the tree, which then again, you can insinuate the bear's going to go get them and those guys are good as gone. And so again, you're drawing conclusions. So now This channel is taking up more brain space. You're sitting there scrolling and you stop, and now you start imagining what's going to happen next. Is the bear going to get them? Are they going to run away? Are the other guys, you're going to save them? All these different patterns of thought are happening, which is just taking up brain space. Guys, that's how you go viral on YouTube. By taking up brain space, taking away real estate from somebody else and drawing it to yours. How it's a whole game of how can you steal the click from one person or from all the other people and draw them over to you. That's the game. And part number one is the packaging, right? This is the packaging, the title and the thumbnail. But the second battle is, of course, to get them to click on the video and then watch the video through. The second part, right? So this is what they've done, and they've done an incredible job at it. So I would say 12 out of 10 when it comes to the packaging, the niche in and of itself, the execution, it's fantastic. And what's really, really good is that using AI, again, we can literally just study all this and we can make our own decisions based on what we learn. So what's really nice is that when it comes to creating the videos, you can now just steal the whole strategy. So you can just go over here to popular and you can now just take your screenshot tool and you can go ahead and draw a screenshot and you can put it into ChatGPT. And then you could just give it a prompt like this. So I said, analyze all the videos, thumbnails, and titles, and deep research everything so that we can identify all the patterns and the buckets. Then give me a detailed breakdown of what makes these videos go viral so that I can replicate them myself on my channel. And of course, the AI within seconds is going to go and analyze everything that it sees. And it's going to start finding again all the patterns, all the behaviors, all the words that were used in the titles, and everything that was basically used in this person's arsenal to create the videos that made them go viral so that you can do it for yourself. So let's just give AI a second here to figure out what it can find, and then I'll show you guys what it said. All right, so I'm really, really impressed with what it gave me here. All right, so it kind of gave me everything at a glance here, which is talking about the two-part titles, which I noticed as well. There's a split between each title that we see here. If we look at all these titles, you have the first part and the second part all broken down by that line, right? So if we go over here, we see that the first part is a time anchor, life 4.7 million years ago. And then the other side of it is survival specific hook, right? How did XYZ survive? And so this is the framework essentially, or the template that they use that they just plug and play with every single video. All right. And then threat led storytelling. So every video centers a predator, a weapon, a vulnerable young something, always shown in golden hour savanna aesthetic. Action mid moments, always about to be like something's about to happen or it's happening as the image is showing, right? There's a series consistency, meaning they're always repeating the same thing. Life, X million years ago, right? And then runtime barbell, mostly around 8 to 9 minutes on average, with occasional 16 to 22 minutes. Now, another thing I want to preface here that they started doing something that I teach all my students as well, which is the marathon method. The marathon method is really, really powerful, where you take long videos on your channel and you stitch them together into one longer video. So imagine this one right here, that's 56 minutes. That's not actually a 56-minute video. It's probably 3 or 4 different videos that are around the 15 to 20-minute mark that they just stitched together. Literally went into CapCut, downloaded the videos or took their existing videos and just put them one after another, after another, after another, rendered out the whole thing and reposted it on YouTube. Yes, you can do this. Yes, it is very powerful. And why should you want to do this? Well, very simple. You want to do this because number one, the longer the video, the more mid-rolls, right? The more mid-rolls, the more ads that are shown in the video, the higher RPM is going to be. So this channel probably gets an average around $5 per 1,000 views. So let me just kind of break it down for you guys to see exactly how much this channel makes. All right, so $5 per 1,000 views. Now they have done around 74 million views. Now, if that's 74 million views, you divide by 1,000, you have 74,000 is the number. Now, 74,000 times $5, that gives you about $370,000. So $370,000 was generated on this channel very conservatively, honestly, very, very conservatively. And the thing is that $5 RPM is only based on content that's about like maybe 15, 20-minute videos. But if you have a channel like this, or if you have a video like this that's posting about an hour long or 2 hours long, now that $5 jumps to $7 or $9 or even $12. It's very difficult to know. It just depends how long people are watching that video for and how many ads are shown. The longer the video is, the more ads that are played, the more money that we're compensated for the video, right? So that's the beautiful part, is that they can actually inflate their RPM simply by taking all their videos and doing exactly what they did here and stitching them together into marathons. This is a very, very powerful method that not many people know about, but I do it with all my students, and it is free, easy, cheap, high paying content that you can continue to post in parallel with what you're already posting. All right. So guys, if you want to know how to start making these videos, we can go straight into the strategy, which I have here. All right. You guys can do basically everything from this video by just jumping on this list. And if you want access to this list, it's going to be the first link in the description. It's going to take you straight to my free school community where you can join over 8,000 people that are creating and co-creating videos with you, asking questions and hanging out. You get a free course, which is going to basically be your best kickoff guide to start off this YouTube automation business, to start off with the best niche, with the right tools, and with the right strategy. And then you can also join me free live twice a week where I jump on a call and audit your channels and answer your questions. It doesn't make sense not to join because it's free for everybody. Okay. So moving on, the first thing you want to do is go to VO3 because VO3 is what's going to actually create these videos. Again, everything is done with AI. And yes, VO3 is a paid service, but for everybody, they're giving VO3 for 1 month at no charge. So for the first month, you can actually test this thing out for yourself and see if you even like it, right? If you even enjoy this and if it's something that you want to pursue further. And if you want to, I believe it's about $26 a month. So even when it is paid, it's going to be not too crazy of a paid price point. All right. Now go ahead and click this and just sign up. And once you do, you'll have access to it over here. So we can see here, once you reach there, you just want to go over to tools and click on create videos with VO. And you want to go ahead and paste the prompt that I've given you over here on this sheet. So go ahead and take this first prompt and go ahead and paste it into Google Gemini. Now from here, you want to just change the last scene to whatever scene you want to create. So say we want to almost mimic what that channel is doing. Let's just say prehistoric man walking in the desert. And let's just see what happens. All right. So this is the video that I gave us. Let's just go ahead and give it a watch. Very nice. Very nice. So within seconds, I literally have my first scene, which is the intro scene, the prehistoric man. And now I can start rendering more scenes. Now I gave it a scene of the same guy, but now he's attacking a lion. So let's just see what happens here. All right, so obviously that's probably not the best and smartest way to attack a lion, but with a very simple prompt, again, I didn't give it much detail. This is just me trying to get through the motions to show you guys exactly what this AI is capable of, right? But of course, you can go deeper and deeper and get much more detailed, much more structured, right? And give it exactly what you need to get the exact prompt that you want, right? Now, moving forward, let's just do a couple more scenes and just kind of grab a bit of a culmination of different scenes and different ideas, and then we can put them all together and create the video itself, all right? Now I tried this scene over here to make him a little bit more ape-like and prehistoric, and let's just see what it gave me here. So again, looking at the quality output with just putting in simple English prompt and waiting 30 seconds for the video to render is absolutely impeccable, guys. We're living in such an amazing time where, again, anybody with even literal no experience in AI or very minimal experience in AI can go ahead and create a movie, a cinematic movie, right? Because you don't have to know what you're doing. You just literally copy these prompts that I've given you here and you can create videos for yourself. So there's a prompt here, there's another prompt here, which is the one where it's kind of attacking a lion. And that's it, guys. Like, you literally just have to create these videos from scratch, just like this, and start putting them together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to download all the videos that I created, and now we're going to actually put them into a full video. And you can do that by using two different websites, either CapCut or Clipchamp, or two different softwares rather, right? So some people like using CapCut and some people have their indifferences with CapCut. And so if you don't want to use CapCut, that's perfectly fine. I use it because it's free, it's cheap, it's easy to use. But if you want an alternative, I also offer Clipchamp as another one. It's just as easy. It's just another software that does the exact same thing. All right, so let's go ahead into CapCut and let's start creating the video from scratch. And also make sure, guys, I'm going to not only show you how to create the video, but make sure to watch until the end because, again, I don't want you to just create the videos exactly as you see them on the channel, because that way you're actually posing the risk of getting your channel demonetized later down the road. So I'm going to share with you guys the strategy you need to implement if you want to be 100% safe and make sure that this channel has no chance of getting demonetized months or years down the road. All right, so let's get into creating it on CapCut. So go ahead and put all the scenes into your CapCut software and just start dragging them one by one onto the timeline. All right, so let's go ahead over here, this one over here, this one over here, and then this one over here. So now we have a timeline, as you can see, right? If you want to make it bigger and smaller, you can just drag over here. And so, of course, these scenes are a little bit too long, obviously, right? This is just very drawn out scene, walking, you know? And so we want to obviously make them a little bit shorter. So what you can do is you can just go over here and just drag and keep on dragging and making them a lot shorter. So again, you want to also increase retention. You want to keep retention high. So you don't want to just have drawn out scenes that are way too long and nothing's happening, because people get bored and they're going to want to leave, right? So let's fix a couple things here so you guys understand how to use CapCut and how to actually fix and make adjustments. So for example, you can see here the black bars. We obviously want to get rid of those, right? So go ahead and click on the scene over here and just click on scale and just zoom in until the black bars are gone. As you can see here, the same thing we have to do is to this one. Zoom in until the black bars are gone. Now, that's pretty much all we need to do. Now we can kind of see everything just transitions and moves. And now we have a bit of a scene, a bit of a movie happening. All right. Now, one other thing you'll notice is that the VO sign is at the bottom. You'll always notice that VO doesn't actually go away because it's always rendered with the VO sign. And so to get rid of it, if we want to get rid of it, which we definitely do, what you want to do is just take your channel logo. All right. Let me show you here. We want to take our channel logo and put it into here, the timeline you can see. And then what you want to do is just drag this and make it smaller and just put it in the corner. So let me kind of zoom in for you a little bit and just make it a little bit smaller just so it just covers the VO3. Now, we basically can just drag this all the way to the end. And now we have a consistent logo at the bottom, which just covers the VO3, and we no longer have to worry about seeing that anymore. And now we have just a consistent video. So guys, that's pretty much all it takes to create one of these videos from scratch. As you can see, it took me no time. Now, of course, you'd want to spend a little bit more time to kind of create a bit of a storyline to it. And that's kind of where the next part goes into it. I think there should always be a bit of a story, right? And I think the story shouldn't just be the ideas of it, but I think more importantly, it should actually be a story with a script and a voiceover, because that's the main thing that causes these channels to get demonetized, that there's no voiceover, there's no commentary, there's no educational value, right? It's just the content. And so although it can pass sometimes, like as it has with them, it usually will end up getting demonetized because you need to have some sort of commentary or educational value over top of the video. So that's what we're going to do right now. All right, let's go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to share with you guys the exact prompt that you can use to create a video script and also the timeline for the videos that can match the script as well. And this way, it's not only going to give you the script for the video, it's also going to give you the exact scenes that you can use to match what's being said in the video. So let's get into it, all right? First and foremost, you want to identify what is the next best topic. So the best thing you could do right now is go back to the same AI chat that you created in ChatGPT and now just ask it for 10 original topics. So give me 10 original topics that can go viral based on what you've learned from this channel, all right? And now it's going to give me all these different topics with the titles, which is really nice. And we can now go into creating the script for the video. You can go back to this document and you can head over to ChatGPT, right? And you can take this script writing prompt and you can go ahead and copy it all the way to the bottom over here, all right? And then go ahead and paste it in ChatGPT. It's basically going to ask you three main questions. What is the niche of the channel? Who's your target audience? And what are the topics of the video? All right, so number one, you can go ahead and state prehistoric AI storytelling. Number two, we can put history buffs. And number three, we can go ahead and actually paste any of these scripts. Let's just say one of these, all right? And then we go over here and just paste. Now the script over here is actually going to start by giving you three different hooks. The hooks are very important, all right? So that's why I made it and forced it to give me three different hook variations to see which one you like the best. And whichever one you like the best, it'll then start to write from there, all right? So let's say we have hook number 1, 2, and 3. And let's just say that we liked number 1, all right? Hook number 1 sounds the best to my knowledge over here. So now it has the hook and it's going to start writing the body and it's going to start writing section by section by section all the way to the end till the video is done. All right. Now you have the option to kind of interact with the script as it's being written. This is a very advanced script that I'm giving you guys for free. People are usually like, oh, give me an 800 word script, and that stuff doesn't work, guys. This is how you create good quality scripts that actually convert, that are captivating, that have pattern interrupts, that have rehooks, that have cliffhangers, all these different things that are essential for a script to go viral, all right? So you have three options with every single section, which is to move forward to the next part, recreate the section in a different style, or extend it to go even deeper and make it longer. All right, so I can just go ahead, number one, and say I'm good to go. It'll extend to the next part and the next part all the way to the end. So now we have essentially a script that's written all the way from top and the end. And then now the next part is very simple. Now we just want to have someone narrate it. So you can do it yourself, you can hire someone to do it, or we can use AI to do it for us. All right, so the two softwares that I recommend the most is either 11 Labs or Artlist. So Artlist is another website that has amazing voiceovers, but it is a little bit more expensive and you have to pay for the whole year upfront. So if you don't want to do that, you can use 11 Labs. And this one is an amazing alternative, which is actually my number one go-to, simply because number one, it's very cheap. It's about $25 a month, but they also have an option. You could do your first month for free. And so you don't have to spend a dollar. Again, like I said, everything here is free today for you to start. All right. So once you're in here, just go ahead and sign up and do this, do the free version if you want to, or again, go straight to the paid version, up to you. And you can just go straight to studio over here and you can start a brand new project. All right. Brand new blank project, audio project. And then you can go into the actual script writing process. Now we can go over here and then we can take that same hook that we took from the beginning, hook number one, and we can just paste it into the 11 Labs software. Now we just want to go ahead and find a voiceover that has that kind of prehistoric grungy feel to it. So apologies for it getting randomly dark. I had some maintenance team come in and they did not leave for a very long time. And now it's dark, so I'm going to continue recording in nighttime. So anyways, the point that I wanted to leave off at was you want to find a voiceover that is kind of matching the theme or vibe of the kind of prehistoric era. So here's what I kind of landed on. Of course, you can go deeper and find something else that's even better, more suitable, but just for the sake of the video, this is just one example of a AI voiceover you could use.
4.7 million years ago, Earth turned into a death trap. Rivers dried up, forests withered.
Right. So very, very good. As you can see, it's got that kind of like earthy, old kind of epic voice. And so what you can now do is literally just click export and download that exact file already. It takes literally 2 seconds. And now you have the entire voiceover. And of course, you want to do this with the entire voiceover, not just the hook, but you guys get the point, right? So now once you actually have the voiceover, what you can do is you can drag it and drop it straight into CapCut and overlay it on your video. So I'll show you guys exactly how to do that. So put it into the CapCut folder here and then just drag it over here. And now you can see that it'll be overplaying with the video that you have.
4.7 million years, Earth granite.
So obviously the volume on these videos is very, very high. So what you want to do is you just want to click on the file and you want to go over to audio and then you want to go to volume and you want to drop down the volume significantly on basically all of these because you don't need to have the sound effects so high. And then you can now listen to it and see.
Billion years ago, Earth turned into a death trap. Rivers dried up, forests withered, and starving human ancestors were forced to eat whatever they could find, from bitter roots to crawling insects.
Right, so now you have the ability to, again, not just create a video, but create something that has a bit of substance, right? The substance is the value, the commentary, because that's actually what's required, what's necessary for you to get monetized, guys. It's in an ideal world where you can just post a bunch of videos and string them together and make money. In certain cases, obviously, like this channel, there's ways to get around it and maybe just slip through the cracks, but I don't encourage anyone to do that because, again, that's not what a proper monetization or a proper transformative video actually is. And you are running the risk of the channel not even getting monetized to begin with, but potentially getting demonetized later down the road. All right. So now this is the last thing I want to share with you guys because we basically made an entire video just like you've seen there and you've seen exactly how simple it is. Of course, the first one's going to take more time to figure out the voiceover, the prompts, the rendering, putting it all together. Every single video is going to get easier and faster and much more seamless, right? But also the next thing is that you want to actually create a bit of a structure to this whole thing. Because if you're going to go ahead and create the scenes first and then the voiceover second, obviously it's not the right way to do that. But also if you go ahead and just create a script and then create the voiceover and throw in random scenes, that's also not good. You're going to have to think everything through. What's the scene? What should the scene be? What should it show? What should be happening? That's a lot of bandwidth. That's going to take up a lot of time. So what I've done is I've actually created a script for you guys that you can use and put straight into ChatGPT. So if you go over here and you can go right underneath the last script over here under the script writing prompt, you can just go ahead and take this VO3 prompt generator. right? Now, this prompt generator is going to essentially give you the ability to create a series of prompts where everything that's being said in the script itself is matching and congruent with what should be shown. So it'll actually give you an exact prompt to which it'll create now scenes that match what the script is saying. And this is the best way to get proper videos with congruent, video to script alignment. So it's not just like random scenes of random things happening. This way you have consistent characters, consistent scenes, consistent matching of, what's being said versus what's being shown. And this is really powerful, guys. So basically just have to take that prompt, press enter and just paste it. It's going to ask you a few questions. What's the main title, the overall vibe and setting, the pacing, the scenes, and all these different things. So you answer these questions and then you just paste the script. And now it'll understand what it should all look like. It'll take the script and it'll just write out micro prompts for all the scenes. You just have to copy them and paste them to VO3. And voila, guys, you have the exact video that you saw there, but with a voiceover and all the scenes that are aligned with what's being said and being spoken in the video. So this is what I would 100% recommend if you were going to pursue this niche. And I really would recommend, like I said, you could do it the way you've seen it with them. Obviously, they're doing perfectly fine, but I don't really recommend it. Or you do it the correct way where you're securing yourself and you're making sure that down the line, God forbid something happens, they can't actually come after you because these videos are completely transformative. They're original and they're basically within the terms of service of, digital fair use and original transformative content. So guys, that kind of wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed, I would highly encourage you guys to like, comment, and subscribe on this video because it helps us and it shares it with more people. And if you are looking for more information about YouTube automation and getting into this business and are interested in learning, when you want to work hands on hand with us, then I recommend just join the free school community, guys. It is first link in the description. You can join over 8,000 people that are there with you doing YouTube automation alongside you. There's 2 free calls a week and there's a free course you guys can join and basically just consume and get a feel for how YouTube automation actually is. Start up your channel, pick your niche, put your team together and start creating content today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.